Welcome everyone. Today we are going to be talking about my top 3 players in this year's draft. Paolo Banchero, Shaedon Sharpe, and Chet Holmgren.
With the first pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Paolo Banchero.
Paolo Banchero recently went number 1 to the Orlando Magic. He was projected to be the number 3 pick, but ended up going number 1. He is a 6 feet 10 inches scorer/playmaker. Paolo averaged 17, 8, and 3 for Duke University this past season, leading them to a 32-7 season. During March Madness, Paolo led Duke all the way to the Final Four after unfortunately falling to the University of North Carolina. The final score of that game was 81-77. Paolo dropped a double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds. What makes Banchero special is his ability to threaten defenses as a shot creator and playmaker. Paolo is a walking mismatch because he's too quick and fluid for bigs, yet too strong and physical for guards. The biggest perceived weakness for Banchero is that he doesn't always play with a ton of intensity on the defensive end. He had moments where he would fall asleep on that side of the ball and miss a rotation or fail to help, but there were also times when he was engaged with active hands on steals and help side blocks. He has all the tools to be an impactful and versatile defender with good agility at 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan. It will just come down to his attitude and desire. Paolo has a wide array of dribble moves in his bag. He has a tight handle that most in his position group lack, and he's found some solid results using his current set of moves. He likes to go between the legs in the half-court setting, which helps open up his defender and create some shots in the mid-range. In positioning himself for drives, his moving crossover does the trick both to kickstart a size-up or catch the defender off guard for a jumper. Adding to the forward's arsenal, he's able to get defenders out of position before putting the ball on the deck.
With the 7th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Shaedon Sharpe.
Up next is Shaedon Sharpe, my personal favorite from this year's class. The former No. 1 recruit in the high school class of 2022 went through early enrollment at Kentucky, living on campus while taking classes and practicing with the basketball team a year ahead of schedule. Sharpe was cleared to suit up for the Wildcats this season, but the 18-year-old never ended up taking the floor, leaving Big Blue Nation without having played a single game. If you're wondering how Sharpe is eligible for the NBA draft despite not playing in college, the league's rule is that entrants in the draft must be at least 19 years old and 1 year removed from high school from the start of their first NBA season. Sharpe turns 19 on May 30th and will be a year removed from high school by the start of the 2022-23 season, checking both of those boxes. At 6'6", 200 pounds with a reported 7-foot wingspan, Shaedon has the size and length of a prototypical shooting guard at the NBA level. The first thing that will stand out is his explosive leaping ability, using his quick-twitch athleticism to elevate when attacking the rim, punishing anyone in his path. Sharpe is more powerful than he is shifty, but he still changes direction well off the dribble and has great body control when he gets downhill in the paint. He's always playing at his own pace, and you can never speed him up. Sharpe can make an impact as a scorer with or without the ball in his hands, more than comfortable coming off of screens to knock down jumpers or cutting to the hoop for a lob or easy layup.
With the 2nd pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Chet Holmgren.
Chet Holmgren is a cream-of-the-crop prospect under his pegged archetype. Standing at 7 feet tall, Holmgren's height projects at the center spot in the league. However, at 195 pounds, his frame makes him one of the more unique players to hit the draft process. As a result, making him one of the most intriguing pieces going into draft night. Holmgren's initial framework is most akin to Oklahoma City Thunder forward Aleksej Pokusevski, who measured in at 7 feet, 190 pounds. However, if he builds some muscle, look towards last year's number 2 pick, Evan Mobley, has a comparable build at 7 feet 0 inches, 215 pounds. Alongside this, other premier shot creators such as Kevin Durant and Brandon Ingram entered their respective classes with similar body types, giving way for even more potential mismatches his size may bring. What Chet Holmgren lacks in size, he makes up for in length. In particular, he does so as one of the most dominant shot blockers in the draft class, performing under various types of assignments. Working off of his frame, Holmgren is a capable shot blocker without even leaving his feet. Though a standing reach is yet to be recorded, his 7'6" wingspan makeup makes him a nightmarish defender to face up against. In a sedentary position, Holmgren does a solid job remaining vertical around the basket, leading to the majority of centers attempting to create in the post game. However, even at Holmgren's frame, he did a solid job closing the distance on larger defenders as those centers tended to sneak a hair of space and off of post spins. He made up for the distance due to his tall stature. In the cases that Holmgren elevates to reject shots, the level of difficulty takes a major uptick as, on multiple occasions, he skied over his teammates to reject their matchup shots. Generally speaking, his radius of shot contesting ability is one of his biggest selling points moving forward. Going into the draft process, Chet Holmgren's ability to score on the interior against NBA centers will be a routine question brought into the conversation. If college was any indication, he should have a knack for scoring around the basket. Holmgren's collegiate play showcased himself as one of the best interior scorers in years, and he did it alternating shooting hands. In all, Holmgren led the nation in points in the paint, shooting 80 of 100 in his lone season with the Bulldogs. Though he leaned more on his right hand when it came to yielding shots around the basket, he did not shy away from taking inside shots with his offhand. Holmgren also prospered popping to the three-point line after screens for catch-and-shoot situations. He has shown the potential in this area as his work shooting jumpers, coupled with his slashes, make him a compatible 5 for the modern NBA.